Hello, VEDA. It is day 6, I think. And yes, it is day 6. And today's prompt is to read your favorite passage from a book. I would have recorded it last night, but I was too busy making a cape. It's a beautiful cape, and it's over there somewhere on that chair that you can't see because the screen isn't. Yeah. Anyway, I was going to read to you some Edgar Allan Poe, but I simply could not choose which story I wanted to read from. So I am going with the next best thing. The passage I'm going to read to you is from The Twisted Tragedy of Miss Natalie Stewart by my friend Leanna Renee Hieber, and it is beautiful. And so I shall read it to you and then tell you why it's wonderful. So this is the passage where we first meet the wonderful and incredible Mr. Nathaniel Veil, who I will gush about after I finish reading this. Vampires surely exist, in one way or another. Something that preys on human life? I've seen that well enough. Fantasy is the only way we can understand reality. There was a darkness to his tone, a familiar one. The world is full of devils and thieves, Miss Stewart. To make the darkness playful is the only way to survive it. We must externalize that which might kill us otherwise. I nodded. Jonathan described you as unapologetically melancholy. I find it refreshing. I've terrible nightmares. They don't make for pleasant conversation. But life isn't always pleasant, is it? Nathaniel shook his head, gauging me with an intensity that surpassed custom. It was thrilling and off-putting all at once. Funny, Jonathan didn't say I couldn't stand so close to you. I'd have thought he knew me better. He took a step closer. I could feel the heat coming off his powerful form. Perhaps Jonathan only kept company with men who was as he was, distinct, bold, and impossible to ignore. Is that what you say to all these young women there in the gallery, swaying in black? My association. I raised an eyebrow. He explained. We are united in melancholy, nothing more. We revel in it, turning our black hearts outward to find joy. We cannot remain in the shadow's ecstasy always, so we must make a game of it. Would you like to join us? I'm not usually forthcoming with strangers, but alas, you've disarmed me. Beaming, he produced a card. In bold, majestic script, the card declared membership to Her Majesty's Association of Melancholy Bastards. I couldn't help but chuckle. Turning over the card, I saw that it read, President, Hamlet, Vice President, Edgar A. Poe, Social Chair, Mary Shelley, Secretary, Ophelia, Treasurer, Manfred, Lord of Otaro. Grinning, I glanced up at the card to see Nathaniel looking rather pleased with himself. Brilliant, I agreed. Would you like to join? I gave him a weary look. Is there a membership ritual? I'll forgo the bloodletting for you, he said, and laughed when I looked wary, gesturing that I should keep the card. Show this at the theater door whenever I play, and they'll let you into the pit. We are self-selecting. We don't want anyone making fun or starting trouble. It's why there's a dress code. Grand, dark aesthetic aside. It shows you want to play in the spirit of the community and camaraderie. The way his art defined, yet didn't overwhelm him, was wonderful. He didn't take himself too seriously, which made me take him utterly so. But standing too close to him was a bit dangerous. He was so powerful and alluring that I understood the swooning crowds on a more personal level. Some are born with darkness, Nathaniel stated. Some have darkness thrust upon them. He turned to his mirrors to wipe a blot of coal from his eyes. I hear you and Jonathan were put through quite the trial. He wasn't born with darkness, it was thrust upon him. You? Thrust upon me and always pressing in. You? Born with it, he stated airily, and when you're born with melancholy, you learn how to live with it, or else you die of it. Simple as that. I absolutely adore Nathaniel Veil. He is by far one of the best characters I have ever read. He is absolutely and utterly charming, and I am very glad that I got to know him in this book and in Leanna's third book, which she is currently serializing on her blog. I will post links to all the stuff below. But the reason I love that passage so much is because I really relate with Nathaniel on that darkness level, and I think there are a lot of us out there that do. I know Leanna, for one, is my absolute favorite Gothic Victorian 21st century lady. She has an obscene collection of beautiful vintage Victorian things, and she makes me jealous. Not to mention her collection of jaunty hats. But it struck me as finally having somebody who understands the way I feel, because I am, if you haven't been able to tell in the subsequent 5 videos that I have posted, I am rather drawn to the darkness. I love Anne Rice and Stephen King and cemeteries and taxidermy and Edgar Allan Poe and all of the dark, creepy things in life. And when I was a kid, as happens when you are a kid, a lot of kids made fun of me. I said kids way too many times in that sentence. But they would make fun of me for being the goth girl, and even my sister, who is 10 years younger than me, was like, Maggie, why are you so goth? And the truth is, it's just how I am. I like it. Rainbows and puppy dogs and sunshine just doesn't hold that same majesty for me that it apparently does for other people. I would be more than happy to explore cemeteries or read books about the dead. Actually, today, my friend Erica told me about the White House Boys, which is apparently a boarding school down in Florida, and it was run in the 40s and 30s, and apparently now all of these 80-something-year-old men are coming forward and saying that they were beaten, and that some people were beaten to death in that boarding school, and they went through with some sort of device, and they found dozens of bodies beneath the cement founding of this boarding school, which I hope is no longer in service. And it's really, I don't know, it's very darkly fascinating. And so I love that Nathaniel is the sort of character who can embrace the fact that he is very melancholy and not traditionally happy, and run with it and make art with it, because that's exactly what I want to do. It doesn't hurt that I've always pictured Nathaniel as exceptionally handsome. So, if you are interested in finding out more of Nathaniel Veil, you can check out Leanna Renee's website, which I will post below. Book 1 of her Magic Most Foul series is called Darker Still, and I believe you can still find it for ebook and on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. I know that it has recently come out of print, but will be re-released next year. The Twisted Tale of Miss Natalie Stewart, which is this shiny, beautiful thing right here, is currently available at your local Barnes & Noble. If you have, by some miracle, read book 1, or just want to skip right to Nathaniel Veil, I wouldn't blame you at all, but you might need the first book for context. And her 3rd book in the series is oh my god, I'm a terrible friend. I forgot what the title was. The Double Lives of Corporeate Things, which she is currently serializing for free on her blog. It's an amazing story, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. And this is another 10-minute video, so I'm going to stop talking. I look forward to hearing your passages, and have a great day.